Hello everyone, welcome to 10-Minute Physiology. In today's video, I'm going to give you a short introduction to the thyroid gland. So with that, let's give it a go. So I'd like to begin by first giving you the basic structure of the thyroid gland. So the thyroid gland is found on the anterior region of the neck, and on this diagram, it is symbolized by this big orange blob here. Now, the thyroid gland can be divided up into three main regions. The first region is the right lobule, the second region is the left lobule, and then the third region is the isthmus, which is in the middle of the gland. So now that we have the basic structure of the thyroid gland, let's take a closer look at the cellular structure. So this right here is a close-up of the cellular structure of the thyroid gland. And the most important part of the thyroid gland is going to be the follicle. So the follicle are going to be these circles that are basically made up of epithelial cells. And these epithelial cells are going to be called the follicular cells. So follicular cells are cuboidal epithelial cells that make up the epithelial lining of each follicle. Now, the epithelial cells basically divide up two fluid compartments. The region of fluid inside the follicle is going to be called the colloid, whereas the fluid outside the follicle is going to be called the interstitial fluid. Now, inside the interstitial fluid, we have a few other components. We first have the parafollicular cells, or C cells, which are represented by these orange dots. In addition, we also have capillaries, which bring in a blood supply, which allow the thyroid hormones to move into circulation. And of course, we have the interstitial fluid, which bathes the parafollicular cells, the follicles, as well as the capillaries. So just as a quick reminder, follicular cells are cuboidal epithelial cells. They have both an apical and basolateral membrane. The apical membrane faces the colloid, whereas the basolateral membrane faces the interstitial fluid. Now, inside the colloid, we have the thyroid hormones, which are T3 and T4. In addition, we also have a precursor protein called thyroglobulin. So now let's take a look at what T3 and T4 are, as well as what thyroglobulin is. So let's start off with thyroglobulin. So thyroglobulin is a protein, and this protein is actually going to be the precursor of T3 and T4. So this right here, this whole structure is thyroglobulin, as we see right here. Thyroglobulin is a peptide protein, and basically on the peptide chain, you have this residue right here. So thyroglobulin is the precursor protein of both T3 and T4. So when we hydrolyze thyroglobulin into its amino acid components, what we can get is both T3 and T4. So let's start off by first examining what T3 is. So T3 is shown by this molecular diagram here. And the reason why it's called T3 is because there are three iodines attached to the different rings. So we have two rings on T3. We have a B ring and an A ring. So on T3, we have one iodine connected onto the B ring, and then two iodines connected onto the A ring. Now, T3 is an amino acid derived hormone, and it's specifically going to be derived from tyrosine. So T3 is one of the two active forms of thyroid hormone. It is derived from the amino acid tyrosine, and it is more active than the T4 version. So now let's take a look at the T4 version. So this is the T4 version of thyroid hormone, and the reason why it's called T4 is because we have two iodines connected to both rings. So we have two iodines connected to the B ring and two iodines connected to the A ring. Now, just like the T3 hormone, T4 is also going to be derived from the amino acid tyrosine. So T3 and T4 are the active forms of thyroid hormone. Now, we also have an inactive version of thyroid hormone, and this is going to be reverse T3. And the reason why it's called reverse T3, because instead of only having one iodine on the B ring and two iodines on the A ring, we have it reversed. So in reverse T3, we have two iodines on the B ring and one iodine on the A ring. Now, reverse T3 has essentially no biological activity, and it's basically the inactive version of T3. So before we end this video, I just want to give you a quick look at what we're going to be seeing in this playlist. So in this playlist, we're going to have videos looking at how thyroid hormone is synthesized. We're going to see how thyroid hormone is processed in the body. We're also going to see the genomic and non-genomic effects of thyroid hormone. We're going to see how thyroid hormone affects growth and development. And we're also going to have a video on the regulation of thyroid hormone release. So that's it for this video. I hope this video helped you understand the basics of thyroid gland and thyroid hormone, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.